These cuts are not smart, they are not fair.
Sequestration would be destructive to our nation's security.
Sequestration equals unemployment.
750,000 American jobs lost.
Thousands of teachers and educators will be laid off.
The Republicans better be very careful what they're doing here.
All right, look, people, you need to calm down. Get a grip. Okay? Ebola, I got all the data for you. All right? According to the CDC, in '76, they had a major outbreak, right here in Yambuco, which affected somewhere between 151 and 425 people. Okay? And in '77, they had an outbreak, and that wasn't even but 1 to 10 people. All right? Then they didn't have another outbreak for a long time, or till '79. All right? And that was a different strain. That was Ebola Sudan. Okay? That's the species they call it. All right? Between '76 and '79, they had somewhere between 1150 and 425 cases. All right? And you come over here, you got 94 was the next outbreak. You had one in Thai Forest, which was the Ebola Coda d'Ivoire. Somebody will correct me on that, I'm sure. That only had 1 to 10 cases. All right. And then you had this one, which was 51 to 150 cases. All right. And in '96, you had 11 to 50 cases here. And it started to spread, and you got another 151 to 425 cases. All right. And that was in '96. Right. Now, did we get oh, we forgot '95. All right. Kill quit. All right. We had 400 cases. And in '96, we had Johannesburg, which had between 1 and 10 cases. All right, so this thing's really, you got billions of people over there. It's not that bad if you figure the people and the sanitation and all that over there. Now, we don't have another outbreak. I don't see another outbreak till 2000 in Gulu, all right, which was 151 to 425 people infected. That was Ebola Sudan again. Okay, and it's quiet again till 2004. 2004, you had a small outbreak, it looks like, in Yamblo, which was 11 to 50 cases. Oh, wait a minute, we forgot 2001. We had 51 to 151 cases here, and we had 51 to 151 cases here in Border Rock. The other one was Libreville. Okay. Now, in 2000, it starts again. We get a new strain, Ebola Bundabogi. Okay. And that was only 51 to 150 cases. Now, in Luebwo, between 2007 and 2008, they had 11 to 50 cases, which quickly spread to 151 to 425. So it really isn't that bad. Now, let's just go get the chart for, now it was quiet until 2013, 2014. Let's see.
The chances of an Ebola outbreak here in the United States are extremely low.
On the subject of Ebola, I salute the President.
The United States can prevent the widespread of Ebola. The risk of an Ebola outbreak in the United States would be exceedingly low.
The chances of an outbreak of an epidemic here are extraordinarily low.
Now, here we are in 2014. As of cases, deaths, orange, red, whatever you want to call that, is cases, and black is deaths. Alright? So, here in May, we had 0 cases. And all of a sudden, we get a couple in May. And then in July, we're up to 400 in 1 month. We're as bad as it was for any one place. And by September, we've tripled that. And by October 14th, we're up here almost at 8,000 cases. All right, with 3,000 deaths. I think it's more like 4,000. Yeah, 4,000 deaths. Over 4,000 deaths. So that would make it 20 times worse than any one case, and only 8 times higher than all the other combined cases. But the President and the CDC says they've controlled it every other time, and they'll control it this time. Am I doing my math right? Let's see, we had 400 was the worst case there. We're up here at over 8,000. So that would be 20 times. Okay. And we've got over 4,000 deaths. The worst I've seen in deaths was 220 or 250. So 250, 4,000. You do the math. I don't feel like doing it. But it's under control, and they've cured it before, and they'll cure it again. Or they controlled it before, and they'll control it again. Never cured it. I want you to notice what they said they have under control has registered on our BS meter.
My computer is the best on earth.
Does not compute. Does not compute. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
God forgive us.
Your town is being quarantined.
We got 19 dead. You got 100 more infected. It's spreading like a brush fire.
What are you talking about?
If one of them's got it, then 10 of them have got it now. And if one of them gets out of Cedar Creek, we have a very interesting problem.
If that bug gets out of there, 260 million Americans will be dead or dying.
I'm leaving with the team in an hour.
From the heart of a small California town.
Damn it, Sam, I want to save these people same as you.
To the inner circle of power in Washington.
The most optimistic projection for the spread of the virus is this: 24 hours, 36 hours, 48 hours.
The greatest medical crisis of all time.
We can't stop it.
Begins.
Try to remain calm.
Many people are dying and are going to continue to die unless
there will be panic the likes of which we have never seen.
Attention, Portland residents, people of Seattle, citizens of San Diego, residents of Atlanta, Denver residents.
You have a temperature and no appetite. Your head is aching and your throat is sore. It may appear as though a common cold is lurking, but unbeknownst to you, the vicious Ebola virus has started to attack your immune system. The virus destroys the same cells as those targeted by HIV, though the Ebola infection is more aggressive, wiping out the building blocks of the body's immune system. It has an incubation period, that is the time from infection to when the first symptoms present themselves, of between 2 and 21 days, increasing the risk of the highly infectious illness spreading. As soon as a victim starts to suffer the sudden onset of the disease, the fever, crippling headache and muscle pain, they are already contagious. The virus is transmitted through close contact with the blood, secretions, organs or other bodily fluids of infected animals. Once a human is infected, the disease can spread quickly within a community, with health workers and family members of victims at particular risk. The current outbreak, rampaging through West Africa, began in a small village in Guinea, and since February it has claimed 672 lives, leaving another 1,200 people infected. It has spread into neighboring Sierra Leone and Liberia. On Friday, U.S. citizen Patrick Sawyer died in the Nigerian capital of Lagos, having traveled there by plane after attending his sister's funeral, after she too died of the disease. This is now the most prolific Ebola outbreak since the disease was first discovered in 1976. The fact the virus mimics the symptoms of a common cold in its early stages is the very aspect that makes the disease so difficult to diagnose. Within a few days, the early symptoms give way to the next stage of the virus. Disseminated intravascular coagulation causes clots and hemorrhaging, with clots in the liver, spleen, brain and other internal organs. The virus pierces veins and capillaries, forcing the blood vessels to bleed into the surrounding tissue. A patient will suffer aches all over the body, chronic abdominal pain, vomiting and diarrhea. And the latest outbreak is the worst since the disease was first discovered in 1976.
You know, Robot, after all these years, you look really good.
It's amazing what a can of paint and a little 40-weight oil can do.
Do you ever miss the good old days hurtling through space aboard the Jupiter 2?
Space travel I miss. Dr. Smith, I do not.
I heard that. Mind your manners and you keep your friends.
I can't believe you two are still at it. It's been 30 years.
He started it.
Did not.
Did too.
Well,